the world of a producer, a super producer, I might add. All right, here we go.
88.1 WFSK FM, Fisk University, Nashville.
Ready? Boom, we're on. That's what this looks like, everybody. All right. All right, here we go. And I don't have a stand for my phone. Let's get situated. Let's see if we can get here. How about that? Yeah, yeah.
Hi, this is Ilyasa Shabazz, and I enjoy listening to What's the 411 with Sharon Kay, my favorite talk show host.
Girl, I'm not you, I ain't lying. Oh, most definitely, she's a chunk of the Black History for sure. Hello, Nashville. Oh, wow, amazing. People, the sun is shining today. Well, how great.
Yeah, it feels good outside. It does.
Don't get spoiled now. Y'all know we will. There'll be flip-flops and shorts on by tomorrow.
Somebody got them on now.
Oh, no, not.
You know somebody does. And a pair of shorts, too.
Well, I did see that last week when I went to the doctor's office. You know how cold it was last week?
And somebody still had on shorts.
Serious, yeah, the flip-flop shorts.
That's, pneumonia.
You know, teeth and cheddar and stuff. I'm like, no wonder you're at the doctor's. You okay? Anyway, we are enjoying this day and hoping to sign the many, many more to come, although you know how that goes, because we're still in the dead of winter and it is still the month of January, but we are winding down on January. And I, for one, am in, all kind of things. I know those about January birthdays and this and that, and Dr. King's and, all the celebrations. But, this means that spring is not gone. That's what that means to me. And I'm sure to many of you all out there.
Thanks for watching.
Today.
I don't go live
When I
often.
opened my light bill, I was like, Father, Lord, could you lay hands on this piece of paper, Lord? I mean, it was so, and I have an energy efficient unit. So I'm just saying, it was
Amazing.
something.
Thanks for watching.
So this January can just go on back in the memory banks and, let us not deal with this cold and freezing anymore. We're done.
Hey.
At least for now.
Thanks for watching.
We're glad to see 60.
I don't know how long I'll be live.
So you
but
was out there
just-
bumping around during lunchtime. Were a lot of people out?
Oh, for sure. Everybody was out. The sun is shining. The weather is beautiful. It just makes me wonder that I turned the heat off before I left and cracked the window. It's one of those days we just let the breeze in and let it circulate through the house and let the house just air out. Yeah. Yeah. Then you close the windows. Yeah.
That's what it is. Things changes when it's around 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Save a little bit on the electric bill.
In anything. But we are grateful for having a beautiful day today and another one tomorrow, but it will be grand like cats and dogs. We couldn't go a week without that. And sun will be back a little bit on Friday. So we'll take that. And the temperatures look pretty good though. This wonderful. It's great. The windshield and all, 60-some a week. I mean, that's what's up. So I most certainly is. Now, today on the broadcast here on the last Wednesday in January 2025. I wanted to get started on Black History Month before the month comes, before it's snatched out from underneath us. And I'm not playing. Professor Linda Wynn will be here with us shortly to talk about the big conference that they host every year on African American history, and the one that she has been coming in here forever to tell us about.
Please subscribe. Please subscribe. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe.
And as one of the co-founders of it, I know she knows because she was there.
Oh, for sure.
So we just enjoy having her. And it used to be the dynamic duo. It used to be her and Dr. Barry Smith, but he went home to be with the Lord. And so we still have a member of the strong team that they were while they were here together on the Fifth Campus. Now, that's coming up, and then the 5 o'clock hour. I put my glasses on. There's a new book called Should I Go Back? And the author is Janine Golightly. And this is about being married multiple times. And you might hear a few confessions in this, okay? You might hear maybe. And the pros and cons of that. And should I go back or not is the question. So that's coming up at 5. And then the next week will be I'll start some other Black history programming while we're still able to say Black in history.
Can y'all hear the show? For those of you watching me live right now, please subscribe and let me know if you can hear the speakers, because I'm producing a talk show, but you can't see the host. She's on the other side of the board.
For their service to their
Let me turn so you can see.
I'm thankful that the lesson was learned today at the White House. Don't be messing with them folks in those programs.
So I'm producing.
So they are just gonna let you know what you're working with. You don't, that's when
Somebody just texted me.
So
If I move this, will it mess up my
going
live?
too far this time. The government has on my government money. Meals on Wheels, that was all across the nation. Now, I'm wondering, in my mind,
People will text you while you're live.
did Donald Trump know about these programs before he got there?
No,
No,
no, he did not.
just the people. I guess because he doesn't get the content.
No.
So that, explains a lot. But I just think he has learned a lesson.
I don't think so.
That's for people's checks and their livelihoods, and we're talking about Republicans got their hand. They got their stuff smacked too. This just wasn't about the Democrats. This was about across the board. And some of the very people in this nation who voted him in, those could be the same ones to get rid of you. So you need to have respect, not just for the oligarchs, but you gotta have respect for all of us that aren't. And I am glad that things were changed around. And I see that as being the case with some other of his snap decisions. And I don't know, for me, part of me says, is this just to see how far he can take it? Is this, we're gonna get you to the egg?
No, it's not it at all. No. Smoke and mirrors. That's all he's doing is smoke and mirrors. So by signing all these executive orders, it's like throwing, spaghetti at the wall. And he doesn't care whether it sticks or not, because what's really going on is what's behind the scenes. The things that he's doing that we can't see. And so the Secret Service and all the people who'll be visiting him, going to Mar-a-Lago and staying at, his hotels and all the grift is on. So while yes, exactly. But he's going to charge. So the big grift is on. And then when he takes his first trip overseas, I think Saudi Arabia is like between that. It might be Israel that's top on the list. All that is about him. So follow the money. Yeah.
But I will tell you, if this is a good sign today, the people that he's heard from, the citizens, and you all spoke up and you went across the room,
I'll be right back.
across the board, across the political parties to say you weren't happy. And it's about time. And when some of this other stuff hits you, maybe you'll realize that it's time for you to speak up, or it'll be too doggone late. The Trump administration has rescinded a plan for a sweeping pause on federal grants and loans totaling potentially trillions of dollars after it was temporarily blocked by a federal judge. So, the kids can continue to go to school, because we got a memo here from the president's office about, the funding has been held. Everybody was on edge, okay? You couldn't get your groceries, you was worried about your kids, you was worried about your health, and here this man just for the sake of it gonna take the match and try to burn it down. The push set off panic and confusion, of course, across the country, and raised the possibility of a constitutional clash over control of taxpayer money and expansion of executive power. Now, that is not what we want. We do not want him to be over everything. That means we can beg. It's like, Master, can I get a loaf of bread, please? Master, be hungry. Can you please help me feed the family? I mean, this is like the direction things are going in. It just feels like that. If it's not, then so be it. But this taxpayer money this is not in his hands. It's in the elected officials' hands, and they should not just sit there and let him take away their ability to do their job and just say, oh, it's okay, we don't know what we're doing. I mean, it just really does make grown people look like children. Some of them old too. And just, it really does, it's a bad smell and taste in your mouth for some of the things that are going on. It's only the first week. I thought it was just going to be a dictator for a day, not every day, Monday through Friday. Oh, Lord. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we make it? The Republican administration has framed the halt as a brief pause that's within the law, which it sounds like, a crock. And I don't mean a crock of butter. But Democratic states and nonprofits who sued to stop it said it was clearly unconstitutional. So if you work for the government, or your children were getting school lunches, or you needed healthcare services or research done on cancer, just pull the plug. And I'm glad and grateful that you all finally spoke up. And he's going to finally say something. So maybe he'll know how far he can take it. We shall see. Now, I believe it was Sunday, I think Monday, last week, Tuesday, ever since the election in November, I've been saying this back before then.
Sorry, y'all.
There's some things here that they're going to be coming for.
Producing.
And,
It's not always about pushing buttons.
Everything I've said, they're coming for it. Now, Black History Month officially starts on Saturday. And, let's see, that's when it's going to be an uproar like crazy. You suddenly tell us that we don't have any history and we're unimportant. Suddenly. And and to me,
What's up, y'all?
should be saying something too. We should not just be the only ones out there always got.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Because this is
And
one
please
of the
share.
things that'll be your history too. And that will be thrown in the trash can just like the rest of ours. But I hope that the communities across the country go to museums, take your kids, do the research, talk to people, go to the civil rights destinations all across Underground Railroad, wherever you go. But go somewhere and learn something about your people before it is absolutely sanitized out.
And support your HBCUs, aka Fisk University, and support your Black businesses as well. Yep. Shop with them.
Something else that I had well on me was the olden days, although I wasn't quite there, but I heard that, when Black people could not shop at white stores, we created our own marketplace. And it's kind of looking like we're going in that direction.
Now that would be a good thing if we get back to just what was it that I think Dr. Claude Anderson talked about that. All communities except ours do that. How often?
When we sit with white American and think that they did.
Yeah.
stores, movie theaters, all the things that we had in our communities. We couldn't go anywhere else and participate in them, you know? And it's looking to me almost like that's the direction. And, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. How often do black dollars touch hands in terms of business before it leaves out of the community? What he said, we don't have communities anymore. We have neighborhoods with a bucket.
when it comes to restaurants like Silver Sands and Ed's Fish and Kingdom Cafe and Sweats, this for my black
Mm-hmm.
so
Yep.
well, even I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna support y'all, and that is that. And as far as this radio station is concerned, this station is
What's up, you all?
black owned and
Hey.
operated nonprofit, and we can't function without the support of all those, no matter who
Subscribe.
where they come from.
I may be
who's
going
they are,
live a
it
lot
doesn't
more
matter.
once I learn how this
As
works on
long as
YouTube.
we have an opportunity to still continue to do what we're doing, and that is playing some of the best in smooth and contemporary jazz and
I can't
sliding
tell
in some music
if people
information
are on here or not.
as is available. And I will again tell the people, because I've been telling them for a long time.
Oh, what's my name, Adele?
You have to really
It's
guard your
Exum,
mind,
the X-Man Lawson.
guard your mind,
Just call me
because
X-Man.
if you know absolutely nothing
If you're
about
still there,
history,
probably not.
you
Yeah.
never read a book, you didn't take history in school, you just won't even understand what's going on around you before it's all gone. So, I mean, literally, people have got to awaken from this deep, dark sleep that they are in, and awaken from the Rip Van
The sweet slumber.
from Rip Van Winkle, and arise and learn. So the month of February, and Sunday when I come out in my Black History shirt,
Mm-hmm.
and my Kunta Kinte's calling.
Oh, yeah. Dashikis.
Oh, yeah. We need to really give our young people an opportunity. Because, you know, in schools, this governor's already said, you know, water it down, don't, you know, you can't be thinking about this, you can't do that.
Taking books off the shelf because people feel offended. It's making them feel bad. Uncomfortable, that's the word, yeah. So to take all the Black History books off the shelf because people feel uncomfortable.
But you know what? They have them on the shelves here. Always go to the John Hope and Aretha Franklin Library, and you can definitely find out a lot about history, both in the library as well as other facilities, and with the people here on campus. They are not here trying to water it down. They are telling it like a TI is. And there's no sense in it being watered down, because I'm not ashamed. Y'all ashamed? Are you ashamed out there? I mean, Black history, you ashamed? Shame, shame, shame. Let's take the time out, and we'll be right back.
What's that 411 with Sharon K?
Want to give your opinion today? The phone lines are open. Give us a call at 329-8810, 329-8810.
What's the 411 with Sharon K is brought to you by Terry W. Jones, independent agent, State Farm Insurance. Life insurance is one of those subjects that makes people want to change the subject rather than admit they probably don't have enough. That's why State Farm agent Terry W. Jones focuses on how the benefits of life insurance actually live on by asking people to think in terms of life without having to sell the house,
Hey, you all. How you
insurance,
doing?
or life without having to give up
I'm trying to
college,
keep up with you all.
insurance.
You can
Find
speak.
out how the benefits of life insurance can
Please,
live
subscribe
on
if
for
you
your
can. Thank
family.
you.
Call State Farm agent Terry W. Jones in Nashville at 615-256-6066 or online at terrywjones.net and put the life back in life insurance.
And a lot of people are like, well, I can't believe you made that song. So I made that song because it's the truth. That's Big Pokemon. This Bailey Baby Blues week on Blues Time in the City. Big Pokemon is talking the truth. B.B. King and the Crusaders are performing one of their past performances live. Joe Sample's birthday is the 1st. And yes, we'll play some Charles, some Denise, some Pokey, and some JT. Join me on Roisin Bailey for Blues Time in the City this week, right here Catch Blue Summer in the City Sundays from 8
What's
to
up, you
10
all?
p.m. right here on Jazzy 88.
Just giving you a look behind the scenes of what it's like to produce a radio talk show. And I'm probably going to jump off here in a little while. Don't want to kill my battery on my phone. So I'm just testing this out, testing the response and seeing, how this works on YouTube. Normally I go live on other platforms, but I'm making YouTube my base from now on here on out till further notice. So thank you for those of you who chime in and jump in, whether you catch me live or live later, you know what I mean? But whenever you catch me, please by all means, please subscribe, because I'll be sharing a wealth of hot topics. So it'll be different things at different times or different subject matters. So please, by all means, you want to be notified. I've got radio interviews coming forth of the podcast. I've got just videos of various recording artists from in and around the country. You don't want to
For
miss
the
it,
love
trust
of
me.
Tennessee at dawn.
All right. So what's going to happen now is in about 30 seconds, we're going to go right back into the
For the
show.
love of the fight.
And when you see me getting up and going back and forth, that's because I'm doing other things behind the scene, but I'm not taking the camera with me everywhere I go. So here we go, 15 seconds, we're back in the show.
Brought to you by the Tennessee.
So my job is to pull us back into the show.
Association of Broadcasters in the station.
This has been your reminder from community-minded Jazzy 88 WFSK.
Keep up with the guests and topics on What's the 411
Yep.
Sharon K. Friend us on Facebook and Twitter. Search under Sharon K's 411.
What's the 411? Here again, Sharon.
All right, Team Nashville, please stay conscious.
All right.
What is going on? The great woke has been turned to a lesson.
Yeah, woke.
Tied color us with it and been twisted into the opposite of
And the opposite of woke is to be asleep. So how did woke become a bad thing? To me, that's the thing. Oh, thank you. Because I'm like, what? People are tripping.
this. Oh, because that's what this program is about. Anyway, everything's here. You're not going to hear it anywhere else because, frankly, this is not a right-wing fanatical station. And unfortunately, for those that love it, this is not the spot. Tell our history.
We like to tell the truth. We like to tell the truth. Yeah.
Place in history, in Black history, in America's history, has been very significant. So I would hope that we don't start watering down that. We still have a history museum, Black history museum. But one day, okay. Now this one here was when I knew the wheels came off the cars. I knew it. Now, we're in multiple wars. We have so much hostility and issues going on. And your second day on the job that you barely got as a Secretary of Defense, you're going to wipe all this out. DEI is first. Not where are the restrooms, okay? Y'all didn't hear me. DEI is first. We're going to deactivate DEI
Can y'all hear?
across the board. I don't care. Diversity, education.
I can't turn it up too
diversity,
loud or it'll
and inclusion.
it'll
You must
reverb into the other
It's
studio.
not
And,
including
you
just
know.
Black people only. Just a case. Now here's a case in point. When I heard that Pete Hegseth they immediately took out the story of the Tuskegee Airmen and their bravery in their training manuals, I said, this thing is
With the quickness, I might add.
not going to end well, because there's some people who are really absolutely going to be very upset that you would even do anything as horrible as remove their history. After all, they fought to save our lives in this country.
They did it like they couldn't wait. Give me that. Yeah. Get that. I'm like, what? They just told on themselves.
Read a release today. I had never even heard of this organization. The Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals. They put out a release yesterday.
Please subscribe.
They stand resolute in their mission to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in aviation and aerospace. And they find.
And if you've already subscribed, please share this with a friend. Tell them to subscribe. Some great stuff is coming. I'm telling you, some great stuff is coming.
Repeal of Executive Order 13985, which prioritizes equity in federal
Great
programs
stuff is
and
now.
the removal.
If you can hear all this,
Ladies and
because
gentlemen.
you're not gonna hear this everywhere.
Tuskegee Airman story, oh my, and from the United States Air Force training courses. And they're not done there, they want more stuff.
We have an in-studio guest. I need to see if they're here
To
yet.
erode decades of progress toward an equitable and inclusive society, particularly in sectors like aviation and aerospace, where the contributions rather of Black Americans have historically been marginalized, undervalued, and often ignored. So they put out their repeal on that, and there was a hue and a cry across the country about that, by the way, not just from this organization, but from others. And those of you who have family in the military and have served, you know it's shameful that hopefully you know it's shameful, that their story would be removed. So they go one step further with this thing, and then they want to take the women. Okay. Don't hear me. They're gonna get us too. And we just do not know. And the order that the president signed, David Sorgan, I don't think the ink is dry. It also included and impacted the history of the WASP. And if you don't know what WASP are, the Women Air Force Service Pilots, the WASP, and there's Waves, WACS, and WASP. And the women had their names and their organizations, and they were handed back in the day in order to report to one of 120 Army bases on the fields across the United States. And they flew into history. They're called the original Fly Girls, okay? The original Fly Girls. Now, their history's been asked to be removed as well.
Wow. Now, wasn't he the one who ran? Yeah.
Huh?
Didn't Trump say when he was running that his job, he was going to protect the women, whether they liked it or not? You know what he ran on? And then there was a commercial with the two women sitting in the booth saying, "Oh, he's going to keep us safe. I just know." And so he goes and he does that. With the first week in office, he goes and does that. Oh, 24 hours. Ooh, my bad. Wow.
Was to go in there and deactivate all anything that's nimbles. Yeah. So their training videos were removed as well. Now you don't want to get all the women in this country mad at you, okay? I know there's some of y'all got some spines out there. You do not want to get them all upset and have their history removed as well. Because women, y'all have got to wake up now. I ain't playing.
Kamala Harris looking kind of good right about now, huh?
I'm confused this situation.
I'm just saying.
These female World War II pilots, also known as the original Fly Girls, y'all gone with your bad selves. In 1942, the United States was faced with a severe shortage of pilots, and leaders gambled on an exceptional program.
I guess 30 minutes is long enough. Please subscribe.
What a concept!
Gonna come
Oh
off here in 30
my!
minutes.
Train women. Yeah, we're not animals. Train women to fly military aircraft, so male pilots could be released for combat duties overseas. So these females learned it, they did it, and they risked their lives to do it. And how dare you take their stories out of history? How dare you do that? And just say the Department of Defense doesn't need to know about either one of these groups, the Tuskegee Airmen, and the original Fly Girls, the WASP, World War II. Are you kidding? And if your parent or mother or aunt or grandma was one, you just need to not be feeling this. But things have changed since then. But the fact is that's the first thing you do when you get in, before you even know what the lunchroom is. The group of female pilots, as I just said, were called the WASP.
Are y'all hearing this?
In 1944, during the graduation ceremony for the last WASP training class, the commanding general of the U.S. Army Air Force, Henry Hap Arnold, said that when the program started, he wasn't sure whether a sleep-over girl could fight the controls of a B-17 in heavy weather. She just happened to show what she was working with. Now, in 1944, he said, it is on the record that women can fly as well as men, bless the Lord. Well, it took him that long to realize. Whew. we would still have to be wearing a
Mm-hmm.
a few more than 1,100 young men, all civilian volunteers, flew almost every type of military aircraft, including B-26 and B-29
Hey, y'all.
bombers, as part of the WASP program. That was what's up with me.
Yeah.
Mama don't take no mess. They ferried new planes long distances.
Check if they have any
factories,
questions.
and
Oh, y'all keep up with what
bases,
the topic
and
is and what's going on?
across the country. They tested
No questions?
newly
No problem.
overhauled planes,
Alright.
and they told targets to give ground and air gunners training shooting.
As long as y'all can hear what's
Live
going on.
ammunition. They weren't using rubber bullets. These were with the bomb. The WASP
Let me show you the studio just a little bit here so you can see what's going on.
Instead, the program was canceled 2 years later. That was then. And here we are in 70 years
Studio.
later, and we still get canceled. But the devil's allowed this. The devil's allowed this and the Tuskegee Airmen. They weren't granted military status until the 1970s. So 30 plus years passed. We've come a long way. Now we're going backwards. And now, 65 years after their service, they will receive the highest civilian honor given to by the U.S. Congress. And that was just recently, last year, a couple of years ago, former President Obama signed a bill awarding the WASP the Congressional Gold Medal. And that is fantastic. And I just was, he did not go there.
He went there.
It's like, dude, so Nation American, don't think this is just about making the black people stop saying woke, okay, or diverge, or whatever. They took out the white ladies.
The ones he said he was protecting.
Yeah, well, how far did that take you? But anyway, since that time, it was like a little over 24 hours before he rescinded those orders. Well, so, it does pay to speak up about things. Just don't sit there and let stuff happen and be at their house kicking the dog and all that. You need to let these people know. You voted for them if you did or didn't. And let those people at the Capitol know, not just this one, but the one in Washington as well. No, there's certain things that our country stands for. And for kicking women, pioneers, to the curb, kicking historic black pioneers to the curb, they worked to save our nation, that we are here today, and just the thought of that tells me there was no thought in the process. And that's very, very...
Oh, he was thinking of it. There was a lot of thinking going into that for sure. Yeah. I think it was a smoke screen. It was a smoke screen. That's what I think.
I don't call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smoke the fire.
But he knows, he's been doing media back when people would read newspapers, he was calling in radio shows. He knows what gets the media's attention so that he can go do other stuff that people can't see or not paying attention to.
Attention to this for a purpose.
They are. But I mean, he can care less about that while he's doing, follow the money. That's what I always say, yeah.
But that is really when, you start dipping into the communities that put you where you are. You start doing the DEI, and you, like I said Sunday.
Now that person might get in trouble for doing that. For the white women, yeah, they'll do that. But for the black people, he don't care about that. Yeah.
I don't know about y'all that didn't get a job on merit, but I had to work my behind off to get my job as the first black woman on that radio station. And it was historic. And you can't...
And you have been inducted into the Tennessee Radio Broadcasters Hall of Fame. That's right.
Oh my God. But anyway, for people to just take, because we have jobs, and just assume we got there because of affirmative.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for affirmative action. When I got on the radio in the late 70s, there wasn't no such a thing, honey. It was either raw talent or you just keep going or be the maid or something. But, it's not easy. And, to just throw us down to, I don't know what you're doing, you don't know nothing, that's crazy. That is insane.
Well, y'all, I am
So
about
all
to hop
of you that
off.
have
Thank
worked
you for
hard,
watching,
and
viewing.
minority groups of women
Please
as well.
subscribe.
You worked
Thank
hard
you
in
so
your
very
position.
much. I
This
may and I
wasn't
may not
because
jump
of
back on here
favoritism
later.
Or
Thanks.
being lifted up the skirt higher. It wasn't only that. Many of us have had to have merit times. Merit to be able to get in the positions that we're in. And y'all just can't sleep on.
Well, there's two more.
Ladies, Lord, you all really
I don't want to
It's
quit with
really,
people
really,
still on
really
here.
need to wake up to
You
this
got to speak, y'all.
scraping of your history.
Just sitting
as
around
well.
watching. Say
Because
hi.
the
Say
next thing they're gonna
something.
come for is your votes. They're going to
'Cause I was
come
getting
for
ready to drop
votes.
my
We
live.
already know there's attack on the 14th Amendment.
It's
We
y'all on
already
here.
know they're trying to
So,
remove civil rights.
Thank
So, I
you.
mean, will they be long? It will not be long, but you all have got to awaken to what is going on. And you know, I was thinking about this, after I heard about this and, WASP that were, their history was taken out. My mother was Jenny, the Riveter, what do they call them? The Riveter, Rosie, she was a Rosie the Riveter in World War II. And yes, they did have black women working in the aluminum factory in Kansas City, and they were the Rosie the Riveters back then, and they had to build parts and wings for the planes because all the men
I'm
were
going to
gone.
end this live
So
in
there was no one left in that area to work
2.5 minutes
except the women.
when I take us into this.
And when we were growing up, my
radio
mom told us
break.
these stories all 1,000 times. She didn't have a uniform, and then the dirt was still on it. That these advances that the people have made in this country are not to be balled up and thrown into a trash can because you, for whatever purpose, you don't agree. You know, just people's history, it should mean something to all of us. And I did read one sentence or two somebody said, of course I knew it was coming, because I think we hear this every year. Why do we celebrate Black History Month when we don't have White History Month? I said, you got 12 months a year, and they're all yours, every single one of them.
True.
So they're gonna take out Black History Month, Hispanic history, yours is going to. Anybody else who celebrates, they're coming.
Columbus discovered America. Isn't that history? What about Thanksgiving with the Indians and the Pilgrims? That's not, what history, what would we say?
Well, we would just,
Because you know we got to cut out slavery if we do that. Or if they do that, that's what I should say.
people, the Native Americans, have a different story.
Oh,
We should not cut their history out, for goodness sakes. So, I mean, there's some things that are happening, and yes, there is smoke and mirrors and stuff, as you said. Yes, it is. And look behind the curtain, don't look over here. There's a lot of that going on. But there also are some very, very negative things that we're being stripped of right before our very eyes. If you watch the news in the morning, by the time you get home at night, your rights are gone.
you're like, what happened?
Right? Oh my God. I mean, just keep on. So, I'm saying, keep cautious and optimism and eyes open and guard your brain.
Once I go to break,
No garbage in.
ending the live.
Keep the garbage
Thanks for
out.
joining us.
Keep out the conspiracy theories and the cuckoo nest. Keep it out so you won't lose your mind. Let's take a time out and we'll be right back.
What's the 411 with Sharon K?
Want to give your opinion today? The phone lines are open. Give us a
Thanks for
call
joining
at
me.
329-8810. 329-8810.
What's the 411 with Sharon K is